Hello everyone and welcome to the foot and toes assessment any meeting chat that we're going to have here. Just a little precursor since I wasn't able to get people to come into my meeting as a practice. Um, the activities that I'm doing, I'll show exactly what I'm going to do, but then I'll have to run through them because I won't have anyone actually participating. So let's get started. Alright class, so I want to start off by showing you guys a video of just a foot injury, just to kind of get you guys engaged and started. Right there. So, that's just a little video to kind of hopefully get you guys interested in what's going on so far. So this class is all about the foot and toes assessment. This first PowerPoint is going to be on the bony anatomy in the foot, so all the bones that you would be palpating in the foot. So let me open up that PowerPoint for you guys. So, lower extremity, foot and toes. So first and foremost, when you're palpating anything bony, musculature, anything, you want to be sure you palpate the whole area. You don't just want to point at it, or if you're palpating a long bone, you don't want to pick one area, because if you do that, you might miss something. Be sure you palpate the whole bone or whole muscle. Make sure you are using medium pressure. You don't want to go too soft so that it doesn't really hurt, or if you are palpating something that's injured, but you also don't want to go too hard where everything hurts and they can't tell the difference. So the more you practice this, the more you will find kind of what pressure works the best. And make sure when you're palpating, the athlete knows exactly where you're palpating, what finger you're using, and you explain what you're going to do. Some people get really uncomfortable with people touching their feet or whatever, so just make sure you tell the athlete, I'm going to be, palpating your foot, here, here, here. Let me know if anything hurts. If it does, where it hurts. So for example, this picture of the guy with the thumb on the first cuneiform, but his fingers might be back here over by the navicular. If they say, ow, that hurts, you need to ask, does it hurt where my thumb is, or does it hurt where my fingers are? Because that can totally change your diagnosis. So next we're going to get into the actual bony palpations that you will be doing. So first are the toes. You got 5 of them. The first one is the big toe, or also known as the hallucis. So a lot of times you will hear people refer to an injury as hallucis varus, etc. That's always referring to the big toe. Hallucis, big toe. So this one only has a proximal and a distal phalange, whereas toes 2 through 5 have a proximal, a middle, and a distal. So there you go. Next, you have the actual metatarsals. So there's metatarsal 1 for the big toe, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So these down here would be all the bases. Okay? So the base of the first, and then these are the joints, the metatarsal, tarsal joints. So again, you got toes 1 through 5. All of them have a metatarsal, and then either a proximal, middle, or distal phalange. So next are the tarsal bones. These are the bones in the foot that articulate with the metatarsals right here. So first, right here, you have the medial cuneiform, the intermediate cuneiform, and the lateral cuneiform. So again, this goes with the anatomy you guys have learned already. Medial is more towards the midline, hence why it's along the big toe. Lateral is more towards the outside, hence why it's closer to the 5th toe. And intermediate kind of speaks for itself. It's in the middle. You have the cuboid, which is right next to the lateral cuneiform. That one articulates with the 4th and 5th metatarsals. The navicular that is on the inside of your foot. And a lot of times, if you look on the inside of your foot and you see a little bone popping out, it's really easy to find. And then two more big ones are the talus and the calcaneus. These make up your ankle and heel. So the talus right here is what articulates with your tibia and fibula that we'll show in the next slide. And the calcaneus, or this is your heel that you walk on every day. So here is maybe a better side view. So this is the medial side, again, towards the midline or the inside. So here's the tibia and the talus articulating like I talked about. You can see it right there too. That's actually a really good picture to show that the talus and the tibia articulate with each other. And here's the calcaneus in both underneath the talus. Okay? And finally, the lateral side. So again, you have the cuneiforms and the cuboid. The base of the fifth right here is a big spot because that's where a lot of muscles and tendons insert. So a lot of times you'll have what is called a Jones fracture, and that is where the muscles kind of tear off and it causes this little bone to break off. So that's an important palpation to know. And then the calcaneus again and the fibula. And you can see right there where the fibula articulates with the talus also. So there are all the bony palpations. It's pretty simple. There's not a ton of bones in the foot, but you do have to remember them. So I want to take a quick poll and see how many bones do you think are in the foot after watching that PowerPoint presentation. Got to see if you were paying attention. So I will guess 26. All right, so there is that. So next, what I did is I gave you guys all into breakout groups and gave you all a scenario to do. So what I'm going to do right now is do a little screen share. Oh, okay. I will do that in 1 second. Okay, I am not really sure why this is not working right now because I just downloaded this before I started. So really fast, I would do a screen share and then I would show you go to, for those of you who maybe didn't do the assignment or were confused, under collaborations, you can go to breakout group 1 scenario. So each group, you guys were divided into 3 groups, has their own scenario. You were supposed to come up with 3 initial injuries and then 5 palpations that you would do. So this scenario 1 was an athlete came in today complaining of right foot pain after soccer practice. She stated that while they were doing a drill, another girl stepped on her foot and twisted her ankle. She was able to continue practice but was in a considerable amount of pain. She rates her pain at a 5 out of 10 when she is sitting around and a 7 out of 10 when she is walking. Her pain is over her third metatarsal and she has swelling on the dorsal aspect of her foot. When she is walking, she is limping on her right foot. So this group guessed third met fracture, lateral ankle sprain, and medial ankle sprain. And palpations that they said would be the third met, the lateral cuneiform, the cuboid, the second and fourth met, and the lateral malleolus. So each group had this, and then you guys had to bold what one you thought was the actual injury. So this group is correct. It would have been a third metatarsal fracture. So each group had those. So next what I want to pull up is we're going to head over to the chat section and we're going to kind of talk about everyone's scenario that they had. So first and foremost, I would like everyone to type in the box If you felt comfortable coming up with 3 injuries, even though you're kind of new to the injury evaluation process. Okay, so no, it was hard because I didn't know what certain injuries were. And that's fair enough because we have not gone over injuries. I just kind of wanted to see where you're at. So, if it was hard, what made it hard? If you weren't comfortable, what made it not comfortable? Okay, so you were unfamiliar with injuries and palpations. Okay, so was there anything that you found easy about this assignment? Okay, so you were given a picture of the palpations like in the PowerPoint so you could see when the scenario said the third metatarsal, where the third metatarsal was and what the pain was. Good. So what did you guys find hardest about this? I think most of you agree that if it made it hard, that was probably the hardest. And what do you need work on? Okay, palpations and learning about injuries. And that is probably what most of you need work on because it's something that you haven't really done much, so you will definitely learn more about that. And again, the more practice you have, the easier that will get. So I'm going to close up this. We're going to do another poll. So my next question is, did you learn something in this presentation? Okay, it seems like most of you have learned something, which is good. And next, what was your favorite part about this presentation? The PowerPoint, the groups that I had you guys break into, the chat discussion? Did you not like anything, or was there something else? Okay, so I see some of you submitted other. Tell me what else there was in the presentation that you liked. Okay, so the opening video, I see some of you like that. And then tell me what else you liked about the breakout groups or the chat or what you enjoyed about the part that you liked the most. Okay, so I see that it allowed you to interact with others and ask questions. Good, so maybe you're getting some feedback from some other classmates on what their process is or how they figured it out, and that's good that you're always bouncing ideas off of each other because that's a big thing in this profession is you need to utilize the people around you. So that will conclude this meeting unless anyone has some final questions. Put them over here in the chat box. Next week I will have up another PowerPoint about the muscles and another breakout scenario type thing. So be looking for my announcement and my directions as to what to do. All right, have a good day, guys. Bye.